Marry, Shaq, kill. Option Caroline, Toyin, Laura.
Marry Laura, Shaq,
Mhm.
Toyin, kill Caroline.
Now, okay, this is a shocker. Marry Laura, Shaq Toyin, and kill Caroline? Really? Chioma? Oh my goodness. I think we need to breathe in and breathe out at this point because you know this aftermath gospels of every single episode is usually very, very epic. You guys, I mean, this interview, this special exclusive interview that actually always happens after the episode of the Real Housewives of Lagos, we call it the after party podcast, by this beautiful woman who's been doing so much to sharing more insights as to what is happening in the show and outside the show. Guys, in this video, I'm just going to be taking my time to give you guys the full gist of all the things that Chioma actually spilled in one of her interviews, literally about how she feels about the other women in the Real Housewives of Lagos. If you're in for this conversation, I'm definitely going to be giving you the full story as usual. Welcome to Personality Highlights. Julia Che here, and here we talk about reality shows, and we'll talk about your real-time stories. Talk about your favorite reality stars. And guys, if constructive criticism was a channel, this channel is definitely focused on that. Here I give you my undiluted analysis of what is happening with your favorites, their thought pattern, and some of the nuts that we can't seem to crack. We talk about them in this. So if you like stuff like this, please subscribe by hitting on the red subscribe button right now. Turn on the post notification bells. Guys, do not forget to share your thoughts. I mean, that would be appreciated. Guys, so for some of you who are still wondering why Chioma would ever say she would kill Caroline, marry Laura, that they've been having back-to-back fights and beef, and Shaq, Toyin, if you don't know the story before now, maybe you're just bumping into this video. I have videos that I've shared explaining the situationship with this women at this point. You probably want to check those videos out. But guys, just to give you a recap of this whole thing, watch this little clip.
Chummy thing that you're doing.
You call this woman Raz. I get my best friend now.
You actually saw these ladies as Raz.
It doesn't matter. You're the one that brought them out.
So of course, guys, you already know that Caroline and Chioma had a mad altercation in the episode 10. Guys, we're going to be seeing the full story in the episode 11. And guys, after every episode, sometimes there's conversations, there's a lot of things. This podcast actually came out I think after the episode 9, but unfortunately I really didn't understand why Chioma would say something like that. I mean, I literally did not understand why she would say she would marry Laura of all people and kill Caroline until some of us were able to see that leaked trailer video that he just saw. That actually talked about what happened aftermath. And of course, from the things that he said, we know what caused the fight. If you don't know, Caroline in the Real Housewives of Lagos, I've always said this in this video, I have analyzed some of those housewives rather, and I've said Caroline is that friend, that alakoba friend, that if you are not careful, they will spill your biggest secret in the open. They will do. So, I mean, listening to that story, we already know that these women are not in cool terms. We now understand why Caroline had to have her podcast first. We now understand why the beef is going on. We now understand why the back-to-back fights is going on. And these women actually started their friendship on gossip level. And I think this is why it is here and it has been this way. So in Chioma's interview, some very interesting questions were asked. And one of the interesting questions that was asked to Chioma was, they asked her about her fashion sense. She talked about that. You guys, people said she has been wearing fake. She wears designers too much. You guys, I think I've shared a video of Chioma shutting people up by, going to a designer shop, shopping and giving it out. So maybe saying she's classy. Some of these women know they're classy. They're classy. But Chioma actually, I think she's the classiest when we look at this women. I'm not even going to lie about that part of the story. And so Chioma actually made a lot of fashion statements. She said they asked her some questions about, her fashion sense, what she would like to wear, what should never be found in. She gave some very interesting remarks that made me know that, oh my God, Chioma has quality fashion sense. She said she will never be found in kitten hill. She said she likes maxi skirts to mini skirts, and I'm like, okay, that's classy and cool. So basically, we all know Chioma is that girl that has the vibe, the rich girl vibe, right? I mean, literally, we've been seeing her do big sister vibe with Iyaboju's daughter, right, Priscilla. She was the only person that came to that birthday with a gift, guys. So away from all this now, the questions that were asked to Caroline was, who would you like to see return in the show? And you know, she literally said that she would like to see Iyaboju back in the show. And they asked her, who would you like to see not return in the show? And she said she'd like to keep that to the reunion. So guys, at this point, I'm forced to ask, who do you think Chioma would not like to see in the show return? If you ask me, we already know the answer. If you think you know, let me know in the comment section. But guys, seriously, I think we're beginning to approach the end of the Real Housewives of Lagos. It's gradually beginning to look like, okay, this season 1 is soon going to be over, and we'll probably be talking about the reunion very soon. At the moment, if you look at Chioma and Toyin, I don't think they are. I mean, after Caroline, I think the other person she has a beef with is Toyin, because you know, even though they've not had their mad fights online, the two people that has had the loudest fight so far between themselves is Caroline and Toyin. You guys knew that there was this hours and hours of dragging online that was crazy. So the real reason why these women are beefing themselves is because of their friendship level. So some of them get jealous that somebody's being paying attention to some. You know, for us, we saw it in episode 10 when Laura was angry with Toyin for leaving her, focusing on the other women, making her feel alone. She felt bad. She talked about it. Now, how those people react to their feelings is really, really different, and we need to understand that part. For Caroline, she was outrightly, like, she made some very loud, blunt statements and remarks. She's like, how come you're close to those women suddenly? I thought they were rags to you. You know, for Caroline to say that, that was really trashy. That was really petty. And, you know, like I said, Caroline is just their Lakoba friend. So basically at this point, I think we now understand the level of the beef. We now understand why the beef is there. Caroline is somebody that I think she actually lacks emotional intelligence when she's talking, because there are certain things you're not supposed to say in front of people, no matter how you want to speak the truth. I mean, there's some truth that should not be spilled openly. Like, it's disrespectful to say that. I mean, saying that in front of all those women, literally, I feel like it should have tarnished the conversation, friendship of even Chioma to any of those women in future and the rest of it. But yeah, the conversations has been, Chioma has just said, you know what, Caroline and I are not friends. And I you know, and she actually explained in that interview that the reason why she and Laura had been having altercations is that there is a difference between friendship and acquaintances, that she doesn't know anything about Laura. The only thing she knew about Laura was that Laura was a customer to Good Head and her company, and you know, so they just had many chats, not that they were friends. So I think that's the whole thing, right? So we can't wait to still keep watching these ladies, see them do these things that they want to do. But guys, literally, when you look at this women, who do you think is doing too much? Who do you think is authentically their self? For me, I personally feel like Iyaboju is the realest of them all. I'm not even going to lie. I think Iyaboju is very, very transparent. She's just open. She just does the things that is in her head and in her heart. She does not mince words. I mean, she says it the way it is, and I think she's a very strong personality in this show. What do you guys really think? Who do you think is doing it too much? For me, I actually think Caroline. We thought it was Laura. I thought it was Laura, but right now I feel like Caroline did it too much. Because when we literally look at it, Caroline literally fought with almost all the women in that place. I don't even know how. But anyways, it's just going to be fun to see all those women back in season 2. Like, I don't know, but what do you guys honestly think with this whole buhaha? Because nobody would have ever believed that Caroline and Chioma would ever find themselves in this particular situation. Like, how can you say you will kill Caroline? Hey, your bestie that year. And then Laura. No, man. I don't know about Chioma. Chioma. I can't really explain. Maybe by the time we watch this episode, we'll get to understand why and why she's saying some of those things that she's saying. Well, hey, it is out there. These are the things that are happening with us women. Of course, we'll get to know more as the show unravels. You guys, share your thoughts with me. What do you really think about this women? Who is doing too much? I really want to know. Guys, this will be it. I'll see you guys in the next one. For now, thank you so much for your watch time. Ciao, ciao, guys.